So friends, I'm just going to show you what I've been doing in the garden. You can see I have a new arrangement here on my patio. So the patio is about, I'd say about 10 foot wide and maybe about 25 foot long. And I'm just going to take you around here now. So I've got here some tomatoes, some runner beans, and these are just sweet peas to make a pretty display. I've planted up this morning. I've got all of these squash plants. They can't stay here because there's just simply no room for them, so some will go over the allotment, some will go up to the woods. Again, I've got here some cucumbers, and I think that must be broccoli there. These are all my tomatoes along the top, all grown from seed. And here we have some fennel. There's little frilly bits of fennel and a few leeks on one side. And then under here we have a loofah, some strawberries. They're just really just staying alive in there. They're not really getting much nutrition. I've just potted on these basil in these little pots here. I've got some what I call frilly ruby streaks, I think one of them. They're oriental greens and they need to get in a bigger pot, and I'm going to pot them on soon. I've got these look like kale and beetroot, and if I can show you here, you can just about see some little tiny turnips that are in there. This I just planted up today, so I've got some French beans, they're dwarf ones, and some beetroot, onions and tomatoes. That's an experiment. I've never really packed them in tightly like that before. Up here these are still in little tiny plug plants, and I've taken quite a few of these out and put them in various pots, and they seem to keep the squirrels off, so fingers crossed. And then here, this is some coriander. My greens have really gone to seed, but I don't know if you can see this. Where is it? Yes, but you can see here my little turnips are looking amazing. This is some sage that I cut early in the year and just propagated. Some red veined sorrel. I've put some more beetroots in there, and then here I've got the herb area. So I've got 3 pots of parsley that I grew from seed. That's some comfrey there just sticking out, and then on the end garlic chives, peppermint, and this is just normal chives, and this here is a green gage that grew from a seed that I planted last autumn at my sister's. So I'm going to wait and see what that does. And look at this little lady. I put a pot together and I built this kind of trellis, lattice work, up 2 poles, and these are peas. And there's quite a few in there. There must be 40, 50 at least plants. So I've just packed them in, keep them watered, see what happens. And the same here, these are not peas, they're sweet peas, so they're flowers, all different colours hopefully when I get going. And again, I've just put this little bit of, I suppose, netting in, and just anchored them into the soil with some stakes and pins. This is a lemon plant I grew from seed. There's some Moroccan mint, and what else have I got over here? These are all berry trees of some sort. This I think are mostly blueberries, but I've got red currants, lemon balm, rosemary, thyme and feverfew, and various other berries. Just out here I've got another bit of garden that just runs along here. I've just put that kickboard up about 2 weeks ago, and I'm just noticing that wherever let me get out of the light here, wherever I'm planting the leeks and the onions, the squirrels are leaving them alone. They haven't touched the radishes either, which is good, and they've been in a few days, so they've had a good old dig by then usually. And again, I've got another sweet pea growing here, some strawberries. This is a Japanese green that's gone to seed. I'm just going to let it seed because it's a pretty flower. and more turnips, though these aren't doing very well at the moment. Maybe they've not had enough water. So just a little survey of the garden. Lots growing, lots and lots growing. I'm going to take out some of these that have gone to seed. I've already picked the flowers and put them in a glass jar. They look pretty, but I think they've probably had it. So this is rocket, and I'll just take those out, and I'll put the Japanese greens in, the mizunas and the mustards in to replace it. So yeah, I hope you're enjoying that. Oh, and this is a tarragon. I've never ever had a tarragon before, so I'm really excited about that. We got that on Saturday from the Weird and Wonderful Wood Festival. I've got some more things that need to be divided and planted on. So for example, this patio here has just put a new baby out on the right there, so I've got to divide those, get them into separate pots. But it's all going well, so hope you can enjoy.